What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Movie Emporium's movie review of You Are Not My Mother. This film is directed by Dolan. Now, before we begin, if you like this channel, awesome, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium, hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next. If you like this video, awesome, hit that like button, as well as commenting below on any video that you watch, including this one. So, You Are Not My Mother is a new horror film that stars Hazel Doupe as Char. She's an individual that is kind of an outcast at her school. She's not well liked. She's one of those individuals that a lot of kids picked on, even one of the people that ends up becoming her friend. And on top of that, her family, including her mother, have significant problems that have, some central mysteries that play out during the film. But her mother disappears, and when she comes back, she is not the same person that, Char remembers. And it starts to unfold this kind of story about, the other side, the other place, I guess you could say, if you've ever seen Insidious, and how that starts slowly not only affecting her, but everybody around her, including her family and friends and so on and so forth. So this is a film, once again, I didn't watch the trailer for until I saw, it pop up on YouTube, and I saw that I was able to get it early to check out for review. And it looked interesting. I like good horror films. There are horror films that come out on VOD or video on demand that end up kind of surprising you. That's just, it's a really interesting way to find new films. Even if it's not horror, you can have like drama and comedy. And that's where I found stuff like 2047 and Gaia and stuff like that. It's a really fun way to find films. And so with this film, I was actually hopeful that it was going to be interesting. Young woman having to deal with possible supernatural events and having to deal with school life and being picked on. So I went into this film really expecting to like it, and on top of that, it's only like 85 minutes long, so even if I hated it, it would be not that much of a waste of time. And so with that said, after I watched this movie, I don't necessarily really love this movie. It was really slow and plotting for even 85 minutes. But Hazel Doupe as Char is absolutely fantastic in this movie. The things she's having to be put on her as an actress she has to deal with. There's a lot of situational stuff dealing with mental illness in this movie, and the parents and the grandmother. And then you have I don't know if it was the uncle or father of Char, but she's related, or he's related to Char. The stuff that plays out in this movie and how it becomes creepier and creepier as it moves along. How it basically is more about atmosphere and kind of tension than it is about scares and graphic content and stuff like that, which I really do enjoy those types of films. I think they're fun and interesting and entertaining. I just don't necessarily know if this film can hold up under the weight of what it's trying to present, and that becomes a major problem. And I think that's also on top of Dolan. This is, I think, her first real theatrical film that's being put out by Magnet Entertainment. So I don't discredit her from putting out something interesting, kind of atmospheric. I just think there's a lot more that could be put into this movie as kind of a character study on the mother and the grandmother and the brother of the mother, and of course Hazel Doupe's character Char. But then it gets into some territory where there's just real bully at school, and she's just super mean and really will go to lengths as either scare. It's like that. It's like the kid from It that went a little too far as a main villain. That's what her character is, but she's not really that effective in the movie. She's just there to be kind of a push forward for Char's character. But yeah, like I said, it's a movie that has some really interesting subtleties to its presentation. It really feels like a movie that has a lot of cool atmospheric moments. I just wish there was more to it. I really do. I feel that this movie leads up to a really interesting conclusion. But for even 85 minutes, it takes a while to get to there. And then on top of that, the music's pretty good for what it's worth. And some of the other characters, like the mom and grandmother, are pretty good. And they represent a pretty interesting kind of dichotomy for Char's character. But once again, I do have to mention, Char is a very down and out individual. She's very picked on. It's just sometimes that's a little, you've seen that trope done quite a bit in other movies. So, but there's not really much else to talk about when it comes to this review. Even if I went into an ending explained spoiler territory, there might be a few things to talk about. But really, in the end, this movie is about mental issues and about dealing with somebody who is not always there all the time when it comes to, their brain and how chemistry works and all that good stuff. But I still think overall, it's worth it just for Hazel Doupe's performance in the movie. I think she's good. I think she could be a breakout actress later on in the future. But for right now, she does a really nice job of being a very effective individual. I just wish she was given something a little more substantial for the role that she's been given, and a little more substantial for the movie that she's in. So overall, not a bad little horror film, but there are definitely films that represent this category that are way better. So with that said, still a recommendation, so we'll leave it at that. But Anyways, that'll do it. That'll be my take on You Are Not My Mother. Thank you so much for watching. In the comments below, if you are interested in seeing this movie or you have seen this movie, let me know what you think overall, or let me know what you think after watching this movie. Like I said, it is on VOD, and I think it'll hit some like select theaters or something like that. So anyways, let me know in the comments. But if you like what you see on this channel, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next. If you like this video, awesome. Hit that like button, and as always, we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.